I'm going to show you the easiest makeup hacks for mature skin. These are going to help you to look less cakey, more natural, more glowy, and everything that is good. So stay tuned. Don't forget, I do have an online publication called Confessions of a Creative where I cover different topics such as self-care, entrepreneurship, fashion, beauty, all written by me. I know you're going to love it. We have 2 subscription offers, one which is free, which means you get access to occasional posts. The other is paid, which only costs you a coffee a month, literally, and you get so much for it. You get access to the entire site. You get access to special newsletters only for the paid subscribers, which are detailed, where I actually answer questions that you ask over there. Plus all of the paid subscriber perks and benefits, and a little room where we can chat. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And come and say hi over on Instagram too. Now let's get into this video. I've had so many people ask about this video. I'm so excited to do it. It's finally here. The easiest hacks for mature skin. They're easy things that you can do to switch up your makeup, and they're honestly going to make the world of difference to your makeup. So I'm really excited about you incorporating all or at least some of these makeup hacks into your general makeup routine. When you have mature skin, basically it can be anything from just fine lines. Maybe they haven't kind of developed as much yet, or it could be that you have quite deep lines in your skin, you have wrinkles, your skin could be very dehydrated, very dry. Generally, your skin does get drier as you age, and makeup can end up looking a bit more obvious on your skin. So as you age, and this, I'm basing this on obviously my own mum and also clients that I have who have mature skin, and how I work about, like trying to make makeup look not so cakey on them, not so obvious, and let it just look like just enhancing their features, but also giving them kind of the coverage that they maybe want or the lift that they maybe need. These are all little things that you can do, very small kind of changes that are really going to help to kind of just better your overall makeup look. Now, obviously, you want to make sure you hydrate your skin and everything beforehand. I've already got my moisturizer on. I'm going to do this as I go along just to kind of like talk you through it and explain how it's done. So your moisturizer, everything should be on. I would always recommend using an extra hydrating serum or moisturizer, something that's really going to give you that boost, some hyaluronic acid, maybe some niacinamide underneath to really help like calm your skin too. But that's kind of like the obvious thing that I'm sure you guys already know anyway. But what I would recommend, this is the first hack, is switching your concealer to a hydrating concealer, something that's really gonna like look after your skin. It doesn't look too kind of thick and cakey on your skin. Now, the concealer that I'm gonna recommend is the Makeup Forever HD Skin, because it is a kind of smoothing concealer. It's blurring, it is hydrating for your skin, and it does look extremely kind of natural on your skin. So we're gonna get started with this. The shade that I'm using is 3.1N, which is natural. We're just going to get a little bit of this on the eyelids, and I'm just going to blend this in. What I like about this concealer is it actually does cover the kind of darkness, give you the right amount of coverage, but it's very natural looking. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel like you've applied a whole load of product to your skin. I've applied a bit of that concealer on my eyelids, but what I want to do now, which is the next hack, so first is obviously using a hydrating concealer. Next is actually lifting with your concealer. So this hack is amazing for mature skin. Because we are using a hydrating concealer, which isn't actually overly thick and cakey, it's so easy to kind of sculpt with this. So I'm going to get my concealer and I'm going to lift in certain areas. So we're going to apply it here. You can apply less. You don't have to go in with as much product as me, but this is just to give you an idea. And we're going to lift here. Again, you can put less. It's completely up to you. Those are the only places that we're going to lift and give ourselves a little bit of coverage on the under eye area. Now, if you want extra coverage and you're using a hydrating concealer and you feel like, yeah, but I want a little bit more coverage, just let this sit for a minute before you actually blend it in. I'm going to go straight in and blend it because I'm okay with it. But we are going to keep that where it is, but we're just keeping it in place. But it's going to help to give a really soft lift there because it was a bit dark. And also these areas are perfect for kind of helping to like just lift the face. There you go. Let's do this bit here. So this bit here is really for the coverage. This bit here that I've applied here. Now this bit is really for the lift. You've really got to keep it in place and not move it around too much. Honestly, like how much of a difference does that make? So you want to squeeze the sponge so that it kind of like becomes a little bit smaller at the tip. And that's going to help to like lift. We're going to apply foundation now very quickly, and then we'll move on to the next hack. So I am just applying my NARS Sheer Glow with my sponge. Now that we've got our foundation on, the next step is really to set. But what I want to do is do a couple of kind of hacks in between before we set the makeup so that I can show you how you can get that nice kind of bronzed, sculpted look with a bit of blush, but without having to worry about everything caking up and using powder. Because ultimately, what your main goal is to ensure that you use as many liquid or cream products as possible and kind of steer away from as much powder as you possibly can. So it's a case of using more liquid, less powder. So now what we want to do is, now that the foundation is on, we really want to kind of give some depth to the face, like contour the face a little bit. Just because you have mature skin, it doesn't mean that you can't do these things. So please understand that you can still do all of these different trends that you may see or different techniques of makeup, but it's just about adjusting it a little bit so that it suits your skin type. Now what we're going to be doing is sculpting the face. It's going to add a bit of warmth to it as well at the same time. So it's kind of like 2 in 1, but we're going to be using a darker foundation. Now you don't have to use an expensive one for this. I know that, you know, you may be thinking, well, does that mean I have to go and get an extra foundation now? Well, you could just go and get any brand, honestly, just as long as it's like a good color, a good kind of deep brown, something that really kind of complements your skin tone. Pick a shade similar to what you would pick for a contouring product. So something which is a good 5 or 6 shades darker than your skin tone. Again, I don't like saying that because it really depends how many shades they have within a range, but you can use any like drugstore foundation. This one here that I'm using is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation in 230, and I'm going to put a bit of this on the back of my hand. There you go, I've got a little bit there. Now I'm going to take a sponge. I'm using the back of a sponge. You can have a damp sponge if you like, and I'm just going to basically put that product onto the sponge there, but I'm making sure it's nicely spread out so there's not like a whole blob of color that's going to go on. Now what we're going to be doing is sculpting the face. I'm going to do half the side first. This is your next hack, using a foundation as your sculpting product and bronzer. So we're going to go from the top of the ear, and the good thing about this is because it's foundation, it's just going to kind of melt into the skin, but also it's going to give you that really nice sculpt look without it being like you're not having to draw loads of lines everywhere like you probably see for contouring. So we are literally just putting this from the center of the ear and working our way in a bit. Can you see how that's really nice and like just sculpted there? Now we're going to take this around the perimeter of the face. You don't have to do this, but you can do this if you want like the perimeter of the face to be a little bit kind of warmer, and it just adds a bit of dimension. See how that's flat there? Now we've got some warmth here, right? And you can take it under the jawline. This is a good place if you basically want to sharpen the jawline a bit, especially if you have like jowls and things like that. You really want to kind of like just give a bit more kind of definition there to just sharpen the jawline a little bit. So as you can see, nothing on this side other than the foundation, and on this side we've added that darker foundation for a very easy, quick sculpt and a bronze look. So I'm going to apply this on the other side now. So make sure you buff in the color into the sponge first so there's not a whole load of color going on, like product going on. And then you're basically applying from the top of the ear, working your way in, not too low. Aim to go towards kind of the upper lip. Don't take it all the way in either. And then you can go around the perimeter if you want a bronzed face with some sculpting. So just do this bit here so we can get it even. So now that we've done that, that is the next hack. Now next up is another hack which I think you're going to love. This is mixing your liquid blush with a little bit of foundation. So get that foundation that you first used. For me it was the NARS Sheer Glow in Aruba. Put a little bit on the back of your hand. Get your blush. You can get any kind of color blush that you want. It doesn't matter if it's really bright. Maybe you've got one of those like liquid blushes which are really bright and maybe even a bit neon and you're like, how, I just can't wear it, but it looks amazing. Well, this color is Reef from Beauty Bay. It's the liquid blush, and I'm basically applying some of this to the back of my hand. I'm going to show you. Okay, so at the back of my hand I have got the blush which is here and then my foundation which is here. We're going to mix this together now. I'm going to mix this together like this. As you can see, we've got it all over the hand there. It is diluted that blush to the perfect shade. And because you've mixed it with your foundation color, it's actually unique to you. Because anyone else who mixes their foundation shade into that, their foundation shade may be different to yours. So it's going to change into a different color. So this is perfectly created for your skin tone. Next, you want to get the back of a sponge and you are just going to place this wherever you want it. I would highly recommend the top part of your cheekbone here. And it's super subtle, so you're not going to look like you've got like loads of colors and too much makeup on your skin. It's just really subtle. It's not like overpowering. I love this way of applying blush because I feel like you've created your own, like it's your own customized blush. We're going to get to the part that you're probably always stuck on, or I hear a lot of comments about this, is setting your makeup, how you keep it on all day. I can't bake because I have mature skin and it just looks overly cakey to me. This is what I want you to understand with this next hack. You are going to make sure that you are going to use an ultra fine powder. You need a setting powder which isn't too kind of thick and chunky. The Laura Mercier translucent powder is too thick for you. You need something which is ultra fine, and honestly, the best powder I would recommend for this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder. They do have a translucent one, so you know, you may see loads of colors, like I use light banana. They do have other ones which are kind of like different shades, and also just a translucent one. So think about which one you want to go for. You can't see much color when it comes through, but it's the most ultra fine powder, and it's just amazing for mature skin. You don't want to apply this with a powder puff like you usually see me apply it, because pressing it on with a sponge like a beauty blender or a powder puff and then dusting it off, that is ultimately baking. Even if you dust it off immediately after, you still might find that it looks a bit too powdery for you. So what I want you to do is use a brush, but it's all about the type of brush that you use as well. I'm using my Real Technique setting brush. So what I'm going to do first, before I even go into this powder, is make sure that I've got no creases. When you have mature skin, what that means is you also probably have fine lines or wrinkles around the eyes. And what can happen is the foundation that you've applied can sit in those wrinkles, and then you've applied your powder and you've basically set those wrinkles. That's not what you want to do. So what we want to do is get that product out of those lines. So we really want to get the excess product out with the tip of my sponge here, and then we want to go in and set. So we're going to do one eye at a time, because you know, otherwise you've got to be like super, like at super speed. So let's just do one eye. So I'm going to lift all the product from my fine lines. You might want to stretch your face. No way of looking good when you're doing this. We've got all the product out. Now immediately we're going to go into this powder. Tap off the excess, and we're going to press. You can go over again if you feel like your skin can take it. When I mean take it, I mean you will know how much is too much for you, you know, so you know how far you can go with it. So I've pressed it in, and that has set my under eyes now. Same thing on the other end. Let's just take all this product out, go in with the powder. Press, always look up so that you can really get into that area. Okay, under eye is done. That's the main bit that I usually worry about with anyone. Now what we want to do is, if you have smile lines here, you have lines there, same thing. You want to lift the product out. Then we're going to go ahead and do this in the same way. I would highly recommend going into all these areas first and doing those before you do the whole face. Honestly, it's you just being a bit more specific and targeted, and it's going to help so much. Now, the parts that we usually feel crease quite a lot are done first. So that's great because we've got it out of the way. We've actually spent a bit of extra time really making sure we've set it properly. Now you can go on to the other areas if you wish. So if you want that area to be matte, set it, you don't want it to move, then obviously go ahead, apply your powder on those areas with this brush very lightly. If you don't want any powder there, then you don't have to apply it. It's really up to you. It's about what you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and just apply it. I'm happy with that. Your next hack, again, keeping everything more towards the liquids and cream side. We're going to use cream eyeshadows instead of powder, and you're going to see just how amazing this actually looks. I'm going to use these new cream eyeshadows, which I'm absolutely loving. This is a souffle eyeshadow from Surat. You are going to honestly be amazed at these eyeshadows. These eyeshadows are just something else. I'm honestly so excited about these. It's like you can press your finger in here and it's like a jelly. It's so nice. So I'm using this shade, and I'm going to add another one on top. This is the, I don't even know how to say that. I'm just going to put it on the screen. I've used my finger, and I'm going to press this onto my eyelid. That's all you've got to do. Press it onto your eyelid. Don't worry about taking it anywhere else yet. Oh, how stunning is this eyeshadow? See how that's just gone on the lid so easily. Now we're going to take an E45 brush from Sigma, and we're literally, there's nothing on this brush, by the way. We're literally just going to go into the socket. Don't touch the center where we've applied all this product. You're just touching the edges of it, just to kind of like soften it so it doesn't look like harsh at all. It's super easy. That's done, that one. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other eye, and then I'm going to show you how you can add a color on top. Wow, I am honestly obsessed with these eyeshadows. They're so good and they're so quick. It's crazy. I actually can't believe how quickly I've just These eyeshadows are amazing. Now, the great thing about using cream eyeshadows for mature skin is that it's not actually going to make your lids look dry. It's not going to kind of enhance the wrinkles or anything. And this dries as well. So you really want to make sure you stretch the eyelid to get into the actual eyelid. If you have excess skin around here, make sure you do kind of like stretch it out a little bit just to kind of like get into the areas. Like if you have wrinkles, you don't want to go over it. And then you've got this like area where the wrinkle is kind of deep and then there's nothing there. I'm going to take this other color now. This is like a green. Okay, I'm going to take this with the tip of my finger. Wow, this is such a nice color. And I'm actually going to apply this just into my lower lash there with my finger. There you go. Now I'm going to take a brush. This is the E42 brush. I've only done it in the middle, right? Because I'm going to just drag this out. Super quick and easy because we're not applying it all the way across the lower lashes, just in the middle. Wow, I absolutely love this eyeshadow. Genuinely cannot believe how quick that was because it's the first time I used those eyeshadows. I just wanted to show you that using a cream eyeshadow is just so different to using a normal powder eyeshadow. It's so much better for mature skin. Now this next hack is something you're gonna love because you don't have to worry about applying eyeliner to mature eyelids where you maybe have excess skin, wrinkles and things like that. What you can do is something very, very easy. So what we're gonna be doing is getting an eyeliner brush. I'm gonna use my E06 brush because it's one of my favorite ones from Sigma. And you wanna get a black eyeshadow. I'm using the Matte 12 from the Makeup Forever Master Mattes palette. And I'm gonna dip my brush into this black. So let me just show you there. Now, this is where you wanna go underneath your lashes into the upper waterline. And we're gonna press there. So you're basically going underneath your lashes where your waterline is, and that is going to help to give you that really nice kind of like, you'll see what I mean, it's very subtle, but it just makes such a difference. You don't have to worry about eyeliner, like applying it over the skin. So underneath your lashes onto the skin there, so which is basically your waterline. Go all the way across or just at the end, it's up to you. When you get to the end of the upper lash, right at the end, what you want to do is just drag it out a little bit. So just kind of like lift the brush and that's going to give you the tiniest like faint wing. But look at the difference. Look at that there and look at that. See the difference? Like there's nothing there, just the eyeshadow. And here we haven't even put any eyeliner on or anything like that. It's just underneath the upper lid. Let's go ahead and do this here. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit mascara just to finish this off. This is my Maybelline Sky High Mascara. So this last hack is something really easy. I want you to apply your lipstick before you apply your lip liner. It's going to make the world of difference. So you want to apply your lipstick, but don't swipe it. Just dab it. Now you're going to get your lip liner. I'm using my Anywhere Caffeine Artist Pencil from Makeup Forever. And you're going to basically line your lips, but wherever you feel that you need it. You don't have to do your usual lining the whole lips because you've already got your lipstick on now. It gives you a good idea of where you want it and how much. There you go. I'm happy with that. I definitely apply less lip liner when I put my lipstick on first. And I feel like that's something I do when I'm working on some of my mature skin clients as well. And it's helped a ton. I just feel like their face looks glowing at the end of all of these hacks. Like I don't feel like it looks heavy. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look powdery. So I really do hope this is kind of like helped you because honestly, this works a treat when I am working on my clients who have mature skin. And yeah, I know you're going to love it as well. Incorporate whichever ones you want into your own routine. Some of them are going to make a big difference to your routine. I know that for sure. Now, wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you loads of love. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.